Friends, what if I offered you this sweet deal to pay $159 and you get to be the entertainment at Disneyland? And friend, in today's video, I'm going to break down 2 major rules of partying that Disney breaks when they put on their Star Wars party. But don't worry, friends, in today's video, I have a solution, I believe, to make a real Star Wars party at Disneyland that is epic, and how to solve this event that I feel that is a little bit broken. But first, let's talk about how it's broke before we can decide how to fix it. And look, I love wandering through Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. It's one of my favorite things to do in the park, but when I've been here during this event, it is absolutely no different than any other night, and that's kind of crazy for the price point and for what they're promising. It's billed as the ultimate Star Wars extravaganza, packed with galactic fun, happening over several nights from April 16th to May 9th. Tickets have been on sale for over a week, and not a single date has sold out as of recording. And that's even with breaking up magic key holders into 2 different buckets, giving a first try for the top tier of magic key holders, and then a try for all the other magic key holders, and then going out to the general public. Not sold out. So it looks like, friends, I'm not the only one who's sitting out the Star Wars After Dark nights this year. Let me break down why myself and so many other citizens of Disneyland are skipping the Star Wars After Dark event this year. And even though a lot of fans aren't going, I will tell you in today's video who this event is perfect for and who this event is really perfect for. Now, the tickets start at $159 and go all the way up to $169. But that's not what is stopping people, because it seems Disney fans have an unlimited budget to spend on this thing they love so much when the product warrants the purchase. Because we know the passion of both Disney fans and Star Wars fans. If this was truly a must-attend event, these tickets would be gone if the offering was just. But here is where we get into the problem. Here's what's included. Star Wars photos and some exclusive characters. That to me is the real value that they have proposed to everyone. And what's not included is parking, as well as limited edition event food and limited edition event merchandise. So you pay $159, $169 for the opportunity to spend more money. I'm gonna pass, thank you. But let's break down what the entertainment offering actually is, because surprise, you are the entertainment. One of the offerings for the Star Wars Night is a fans cavalcade going down Main Street. So everyone who goes out of their way to create an amazing costume, congratulations, you are now a part of the show that you paid for. Not a Star Wars parade of rare and limited characters, or a float themed after Star Wars, or just a budget land speeder going down Main Street. No, it's you. You are the entertainment tonight, and it doesn't stop there, because the other offering is the lightsaber meetup, which, by the way, is the biggest wait for it non-event event I've ever been to. The last time I stood there, I waited for over 20 minutes to get an ideal spot to film Rey. There was a very polite and very British family next to me, and after they realized that they had waited about 45 minutes, but when I heard the mom go, "Is that it? Is that what we waited for?" I was like, "Yes, lady. That is what you waited for." Everybody to hold up their lightsabers and go, "Okay, so what do we do next? Where do we go from here?" But that's included. That is magic that you make, and you are part of the magic of this event. And to Disney's offense, there is also a lightsaber instructional, where I'm sure younger citizens of Disneyland can learn the techniques of the Force and how to use their lightsaber. But anybody remember the Jedi training that used to happen in Tomorrowland? Yeah, I do. It was awesome. But ultimately, why I'm skipping, and why I believe so many other citizens of Disneyland are as well, there's just nothing new. Disney has not imagined a new experience for anybody to go, you know what? This is something I have to partake in. It's basically the same event on cruise control from year after year. And it's not an event that is worthy of taking your hands off the wheel and just letting it go, like they have done with the more popular and more successful Oogie Boogie's Bash. This one was never really that good, and they're just going with it. One of the big unique offerings is Captain Phasma's March of the First Order, which is pretty cool to see, but it gets overcrowded because there's not a lot else happening. And so therefore you see this stormtrooper march, and it's once again a lot of waiting for not a lot of payback. And I believe this year there's no mention of fireworks or the Star Wars projection show that they did on the front of the castle, and it's a small world. So once again, another entertainment offering off the table. So easily off the top of my head, I can think of two types of Disney fans that this event is perfect for. People that have never been and want to experience something different, and people that have too much money and just want to spend some of it. But who the event is absolutely perfect for, and people that I would strongly argue that should go to this event, are people that are from out of town, because this will be a VIP night at Disneyland. If you don't care about the Star Wars event offerings, you can just roll around, low wait times, low crowds. It's truly a tremendous value at $159 or $169 to have this type of experience where you'll have 3 hours mixed in with all the other people that are at Disneyland that day. You can get rid of some of your low wait time rides and attractions and get a little dinner out of the way. And then once the party starts, the park is yours and you can rip it and win it. So for $159 or $169, that is a great value to come out and have a VIP exclusive Disneyland experience. Out of town folks, this is a great opportunity to come for that one visit out of the year. But strangely, who else this event is perfect for are for people that hate Star Wars. And I know you're saying, but Brickey, that's Star Wars fans. No. I'm talking about people that just don't care about Star Wars, but love Disneyland. Because you can come here and enjoy the park in a very unique way if you don't partake in any of the Star Wars events. But let's talk about the people that are partaking in the Star Wars events and why ultimately I decided not to come. And it's kind of a shocker. The absolute main reason why I'm out, quite honestly, it's just not fun. I feel like everyone who is here is walking around stressed out that they're not in the right spot, that they're not getting the photos they want or the merch or food that they wanted to buy, that they're running out of time. And it honestly feels like a bunch of stressed out fans continuously stressed that they're not where they're supposed to be, so therefore not enjoying where they are in the present. And when you're around a bunch of people that feel as if they're missing out, that weird vibe is kind of contagious and rubs off on you like, am I missing something? What's happening here? Why is no one having fun at Disneyland? And bizarrely, the park is oddly quiet. It's not like Oogie Boogie's Bash where there's a park-wide soundtrack that Star Wars music is playing in every land. There's not a lot of people here. The people all seem to be congested in certain areas. So as you walk through the park, it's just kind of quiet, sad, and depressing, especially if you came for a party-like atmosphere. And ultimately, once again, it's just another misuse of Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. I absolutely adore this land, and I'm always going to be fighting for it to be better because I can see the potential of Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. I feel that it is a blank canvas that is waiting to show the world amazing Star Wars stories here inside of Disneyland. But when we look at this event, they put a lot of effort into Tomorrowland, which is bizarre, and then when you come over to Galaxy's Edge, it's literally not different than any other night. Other than the lightsaber meetup, maybe other than an extra character like C-3PO, but that's it. This land does not feel like a Star Wars party. It feels quite dark and abandoned, and that is bizarre considering the $1 billion that was spent to make this amazing set piece that for whatever reason, Disney just fights against putting a show on. So yeah, as a Star Wars Galaxy's Edge fan and someone who enjoys the movie and has some of my greatest memories of my troubled relationship with my mother going to see New Hope at the drive-in time and time again, I set this one out because I literally thought that this would be the moment that finally Star Wars Galaxy's Edge pops and becomes a place where we can all live a Star Wars adventure. But no, it's like C-3PO and sad. I interrupt today's video to invite you to join Old Brickey. You know Old Brickey, who lives out in the desert on the outer rims of Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. Make sure you subscribe to Hey Brickey so we can keep going on all these adventures together. I appreciate you for showing up. Now let's get back to how we're going to fix this broken Star Wars party. But don't worry, friends, in today's video, I have a solution, I believe, to make a real Star Wars party at Disneyland that is epic and solves so many of the problems. How you doing, bud? So how do we solve this event? First, we have to look at the rules of partying. And Disney is breaking two major rules to successful partying. Let's break it down how you party. Let me ask you a question. Would you rather go to a party inside of a warehouse the size of Walmart, or would you rather go to a party in the size of your local record store? Those don't exist. Your local Starbucks, okay? Think about a house party and how wild it can get versus a big themed party at a banquet hall, right? Takes a while for the big party to get going because there's too many open spaces that people don't feel like they want to rush in and fill. But at a house party, it can get off the chain relatively quick. And that's simply because the house party doesn't have those big open spaces that are intimidating to most party goers. Therefore, the footprint of the Star Wars party is way too big. Having it be the entire park is never going to work unless you make the entire park feel like Star Wars, which they're not willing to do. And the second rule to partying, and this one's even more important than the first, never move the party. When you move the party, you break the party. And you know what I'm talking about. Everybody's someplace having a good time, and somebody goes, hey, let's go across town. And what happens? People flake out, people don't make it, and when people get there, it takes a time to reboot the party. And essentially, by Disneyland having a lot of the party in Tomorrowland and Galaxy's Edge, they're asking people to move the party. And when you move it, you always break it. So my solution is quite simple. Don't have less Star Wars nights, have more Star Wars nights. Have as many parties as you need to get a budget where you can throw something that actually feels like a party. Oogie Boogie's Bash is the best after dark event because they do so many of them that they have enough of a budget to make a real party. Now, you're saying, Brickey, you're advocating on closing Disneyland down more nights? Absolutely not. The Star Wars party should happen about 15 to 20 times each spring. It should take place only inside of Batuu. Closing off all three tunnels to only people that have bought the extended ticket. They can come into a smaller, more intimate party with a higher budget that has Star Wars happening in every single corner. Imagine if they actually flooded this land with unique characters from all 9 movies and some of the Disney Plus content. Imagine if all of the beautiful stages that were designed inside of Star Wars Galaxy's Edge finally had a show or a character appearing on it. Just think, if we could see Star Wars characters moving all around us, the story would feel real and it would feel really inviting. Have unique food stands pop up all through Star Wars Galaxy's Edge with locals serving you some of their fares, and also put together a couple of unique Star Wars themed looking merch booths where you can buy merch from some of the locals and extend the experience of your Star Wars night. By making a smaller party, you not only get a better party, but you get the ability to keep the rest of Disneyland open. So therefore, Star Wars Night doesn't take away from anybody who came in from out of town that finds that the park closes early to them that evening. As long as they got Rise of the Resistance out of the way earlier in the day, they're not missing anything once this land locks at 9 p.m. But hear me out. This building is beautiful. It's the most beautiful building in Galaxy's Edge, according to me. And it's not used for anything. How about you just pop it open, put a character in there, or let us buy some merch? Like, let me in, Disney. The party would be an amazing time to give a couple of glimpses into some magic that we can't get when we don't buy a ticket to the party. You guys know how exclusive works. I don't have to explain it to you, or do I? And the real reason why I'm not going is because the true Star Wars Night already exists every November. It's put on by the fans. If you haven't seen Life Day, you are missing out. This is an event that is done by the fans for the fans. This is the most magical thing that happens in Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, and Disney has nothing to do with it. Brickey here from the Edge of Galaxy's Edge. I can't wait to see you at a better Star Wars party, and it's right here.